Hey guys, um, don't see anybody here yet, so I'm gonna wait till some people are on. I'll have to say this several times during the stream, but because everything's closed, I'm filming outside. So that's what's up with the lighting, and you'll probably hear a lot of wind noise. I'm just filming on my phone, so there's gusts of wind. Just tried to angle the camera so that it doesn't sound so bad. But I wanted to bring you guys this live stream because I haven't done one in like 2 years, and also because I haven't had. Oh hey, just saw somebody join. I'm gonna be just kind of doing an intro here for a bit until some more people pop on. Feel free to comment. I haven't done one of these live streams for a couple years, so I don't know if the comments still pop up. But if they do still pop up, I'll try to ask or answer questions as they come up. Eventually what I'm going to talk to you guys about is just like what I'm doing with the whole coronavirus thing, how that's affecting me like financially and work-wise. So feel free again to ask any questions. And as we wait for more people to show up, I'm just going to kind of answer some of those for you. So I'm actually filming today in my hometown. I'm at the Parkersburg City Park, and I stopped here. I came in to visit a friend last night, which you shouldn't do because of the coronavirus, but we'll get to that. And other than that, I checked out of the hotel this morning. I figured while I was down here, I haven't been in my hometown for a long time, so I'll try to enjoy that. But other than that, I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update. I know this month and last month, the only videos that I've got posted have been the budget with me and the review for the previous month. And both of those videos have gone up pretty late. Essentially what happened was I got laid off in January, and then I just kind of switched gears, and all my time started going to spending time applying for jobs, interviewing for jobs, preparing for those interviews. All right, I see we got some people popping on now, so if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. I'll try to answer questions as they come in. Primarily this video is just to do a live stream because I haven't done one in years, and I am going to tell you guys about the coronavirus and what I'm doing with all that. Also, I apologize for the wind noise. It is never windy here, and of course the one day I try to record a video outside, it's windier than it's ever been. So I'll go ahead and get started with the coronavirus thing, but basically you guys know I was laid off in January, switched gears and started spending all of my time applying for jobs. Then I ended up, that kind of got me behind on making videos because I, obviously really needed to find a source of income. And that is true. And then February 25th, I started my new job. And with the new job, it's a pretty stressful job. And because of that, it's not like I come home anymore full of creative energy. I'm actually coming home pretty exhausted. And my weekends are kind of spent just recouping from the work week. So as far as the coronavirus goes, I'm actually in a pretty, not a great position. I lost my health care at the end of January because I was laid off the 16th, and then at the end of the month I lost that. With my new job, when I started February 25th, I have to wait 90 days before I get any health care. So if I do get the coronavirus, I'm just screwed because I don't have any insurance to cover it, and I don't have, really enough money to cover any sort of medical treatment. So I'm just hoping that that's all that happens and that I don't have to, I don't actually have to go through that. But that is a big concern. And I mean, they're saying that most people that are part of the vulnerable population are people who have compromised immune systems or older people. That's not really the case for me. I'm actually in the vulnerable population because I am working what Ohio considers an essential job, meaning that our business is not allowed to shut down. We have to continue operating. We're public facing, and I am still interacting with a ton of people, and yet I am in a position where I don't have health care, and if I do get sick, like I said, I'm just screwed. So with that being the case, I am trying to weigh my options, and it's kind of hard because my job gives us an update every day as far as what they're doing with the virus. At first, we were not going to change anything, and they said we're not shutting down unless there's an absolute order to shut down. Then we got the order to shut down, and they said, well, actually, we think we got to have our lawyers review it, but we think we're essential. So we waited a few more days. Then they're like, okay, you guys can lock the office doors. You can talk to the residents over the phone, by email, whatever. Just limit contact. Now the cases in Ohio, as far as I've seen in the media, the cases in Ohio are higher than in any other state other than New York and California. It's kind of out of control there. And it's a very weird thing to live through because grocery stores are out of food. If you need to be tested, there's a line out the door of the hospitals. You can't even get near a hospital. Everybody's supposed to be on lockdown. I have a paper I have to carry in my car that says I'm an essential employee and I'm allowed out, which is kind of ridiculous because they also let you out to take care of family members, visit friends, go to the grocery store. So any person could just say that, but we have these papers specifically to say that we can go to work and back. Now, I guess I haven't really told you guys all about this, but I did get that job in February. I'm a property manager now. I'm managing about 90 apartments at an apartment complex, and that's just a skill that I have from the past, and it's something that I drew on in order to get a job. I basically got to the end of my severance money and the end of my unemployment. Well, not the end of it, but my unemployment was less than $300 a week, so I couldn't live on it. Hey guys, for those of you that just joined in, I see people rolling in again now. Just feel free to leave comments, and if you have any comments, let's see. Hey, if I missed anybody, I just changed a setting. So if you made a comment earlier and I didn't respond, go ahead and do it now, and it should pop up. But I'll try to answer your questions as we go. And essentially, yeah, that's the tough place that I'm in right now, where I don't know how long this virus is going to last. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know if I'm going to get sick, and if I do, I don't have health care for months on end now, so who knows what's going to happen with that. Also, for you guys just tuning in, if you hear a lot of wind noise, it's because it is like a wind tunnel here right now, and because everything's closed, I have to film outside, so I apologize for that, but I hope you guys can hear me over it. But anyway, yeah, it's a real strange situation right now. Columbus, where I live, has quite a few confirmed cases. Governor DeWine just yesterday even closed all liquor stores and stopped the sale of all alcohol. Not a big deal for me because I don't drink, but it's a big deal for a lot of people. And that just shows how serious they're taking this, I guess. To be honest, I don't know if they're making too big of a deal about this or if they're not making big enough a deal about it. It's kind of the thing I don't know until I look back on it in the past. But what I can tell you is that it does have me nervous in case I get it because of the healthcare situation. I don't really feel comfortable going into work because I do have to interact with so many people. And also, I just don't know, how long this is going to last because it's affecting a lot of other things. There is the potential that I could either have my hours cut or be laid off. And I mean, could you guys imagine that? That would be the only time in a year that I've been laid off. They have a conference call. Our senior VP has a conference call every day, and he updates us at the end of the day every day about what their current plans are. They said that they might give us eventually the option to work from home, but the type of job that I do, guys, I'm going to try to blow this wind. like, it's literally never windy here, and of course, as soon as I set the video up to film, it's like there's a fucking tornado. So basically, they said they might give us the option to work from home, but most of my job cannot be done from home. So they're saying now that if they do give us that option, that they're actually going to cut our hours because we can't do as much work from home. I mean, obviously that's not good, and even if my hours are cut in Ohio, I would still qualify for some sort of unemployment, but that's not ideal. I literally just got my first full paycheck last Friday, so not 2 days ago, but a week prior to that, and I'm already facing layoffs again, so, you know, we're just gonna have to see what happens with that. And while you guys are here, you know, for those of you who tuned in, I do just want to kind of give you an update about what I'm planning to do this year. This will just be kind of an informal update, but just so you guys know, I had a tiny bit of severance money left once I got that first full paycheck, and I was able to make a big extra credit card payment. And because of that, okay guys, I'm just checking the chat here. Okay, don't see anything. So make sure to drop some questions in there and I'll answer it. But basically, my small credit card's down to about $400, and I think that this month I'll be able to pay that off. I think so. The big credit card is still about $3,400, so that one's the one I got to work on throughout the year. But you guys know that the stimulus package passed, and I thought long and hard about what I'm going to do with it, and I'm probably making a video eventually about what I actually do, but I think I'm just going to put it in savings, just put it in the emergency fund, just because there's so much unknown right now. I think that might be the best thing for it right now. With that said, I do have something on the horizon. I'm actually going to be moving, and we think currently it's going to be at least May, maybe into June or July, but by mid-year I should be in a totally different setup. Rent-wise right now, it's looking at probably about $350 a month, where I'm paying $689 a month right now, and that's going to be a huge difference. That'll make things so much easier for me financially, and I'm going to be moving to a different state. I'll tell you guys all about that. And then also the other thing I'm going to get accomplished this year is I'm going to refinance my car. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but when I got my car loan back in December of 2017, my credit was bad. It was like a 525 or something. My credit right now is a 682, and here in about 30 days I have a collections account which is going to be removed, and I think it's going to shoot up to about 700 at that point. Also, you guys know the interest rates are like as low as they've ever been. My girl just refinanced her car, and she got like a 4.3 interest rate, I think. And she really doesn't have credit. So the fact that she got something that low shows me, you know, what I might be able to get. And I just played around with some numbers, but essentially, there's a motorcycle passing. Give it a second here. But essentially, with an interest rate that low, it would make a huge difference. It would extend the term of the loan for about 3 months, and then it would also lower the payment by about $65 a month, which again, as far as me trying to reduce all these payments that I'm making, that would be huge. Reducing expenses, and while I can, increasing income. So there should be some really pretty big changes. Also, just an update, I know I've told you guys literally for 2 years now that I'm going to make a video about a big investment I made. I am still waiting on the attorney to send the paperwork for it. Once I officially have it in my hand, he's cashed the check, but once I have it in my hand, I will make a video and tell you guys. I just want everything to be official by the time I do. So that's the holdup on that. So despite the apocalypse happening, it seems that this year is going to be mostly positive and looking up for me. The only thing that I'm worried about right now is employment. And even though I just started this job, I feel like I don't have much of a choice but to start looking for more employment, whether it be a remote job or something that would not have the hours cut if everything shuts down. Because even though we're considered essential employees right now, I feel like at some point we might not be considered, because we're kind of like in this gray area on the borderline. Building management and maintenance is considered in the state's order, but if they shut things down farther, which they continue to shut things down farther, then that's going to be gone. And I'll tell you guys, if I get completely locked down, I've got a backlog of videos that I've been wanting to make, and if that's the case, you know, I might have a month where I make 5 or 10 videos. Which, hey, I mean, it might be a blessing in disguise that I have the time to do that. But anyway, again, if you guys are commenting, I apologize. I'm not seeing any comments popping up. So can somebody just like post a comment of anything just so I can see if it pops up? And if I don't see it here pretty quickly, oh, thank you for the like. If I don't see it here quickly, then it just means for whatever reason they're not showing on my phone. So I apologize if I'm not responding. If that's the case, I'll try to respond to them later on tonight or tomorrow after work. So yeah, just as of right now, guys, I'm in my hometown, Parkersburg, West Virginia. Sorry again about the wind. And I just wanted to give you guys an update sort of how affecting everything here. It's obviously apparently sending a tornado. Oh, hey, Purple Violet. There you go. Okay, I am getting comments. Good morning. I know I'm never up this early, right? But I had to check out of my hotel by 11. So, yeah, I just like literally checked out of my hotel, haven't had breakfast yet. I just came down to the city park. Everything's closed, so I didn't have a place that I could go in and like film a standard video. Question for you guys. If I would do a monthly live stream like this, preferably without the wind, but if I would do something like this, would you guys want to do that? Like submit questions and then I could just, you know, submit them in advance. Oh, hey there. Hey, so there are comments coming in. Awesome. Okay, but yeah, guys. Hey, Michael. So I'll go ahead and give you the details on that since you asked. Guys, it's so windy, the dumpster just blew down the street. But where I'm planning to move to is Charleston, West Virginia. It's the capital of West Virginia, and it's about an hour away from where I'm at right now in my hometown of Parkersburg. It's about, I want to say, two to almost 3 hours away from Columbus, which is where I'm living now. And it's like, I'll make a video about it, but it's like a whole long story about why I'm moving there and the benefits that it brings. My only thing is I gotta secure employment, right? So we'll see what happens. But that's the plan for right now. I work with the public as well. My job is not closing down. They did give us the option to use sick pay to do a 14-day quarantine. Oh, yeah. Hey, and Felix, I'll get back to you. Tony, I saw your comment. I'm in Parkersburg, West Virginia, and here in the mountains, it is never windy. Never. And I'm sitting so close to the camera right now because I'm trying to block the camera from the wind. So I don't know what is going on, but as soon as I set the camera up, it's just like these huge wind gusts came in. So Felix, yeah, my job's kind of the same way as far as the sick time. Gig workers can get unemployment now. You should say you quit driving with coronavirus. Well, yeah, you know what? I'm in some like Uber and Lyft groups, and I saw that. I mean, quite honestly, I haven't driven for a couple of years. I mean, I'd hate to be dishonest, but yeah, you're right. I probably could get something for that. But Felix, to go, oh wait, Purple Violet, my late material grandma was from Girard, West Virginia. I don't know where Girard is, but I do know where Wheeling is. I'm not super familiar with Wheeling, but it seems like a lot of places I drive to, I have to pass through there. Stopped with some brothers from WVU and ate at the old, what is it, the old Alpha Club or something like that. But yeah, to get back to Felix, so as far as them giving us like 14 days to self-quarantine, hey Nikita, yes, I do still have a job. It is a little iffy because I just started the job, and essentially what's happening is there is a possibility they might cut our hours, but you know, I'm not sure what will happen with that. But as of right now, I'm still getting 40 hours a week at the new job. I'm just concerned that there might be a layoff or a reduction in hours. And then to pop back to Felix again, basically as far as the... That is great. Give us a live chat update once a month, dude. Best of luck out there. Hey, thanks, Tony. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing that. Just a live chat, and basically I'll post on the community tab like what questions you guys would like answered, so I can do those, and then as they pop up in the chat, I'll also try to get to those. So Felix, my job is basically doing the same thing. They told us earlier on, when they told us that we were not going to close business, they told us that we could actually do a 14-day self-quarantine, and that it would be counted as a leave of absence and nothing would be held against us. Well, I've thought about it. I don't necessarily feel sick. I got a little bit of a runny nose right now, but I think it's from the wind. I think, though, I need the money, obviously, because I was down to the last of my severance money, which is why I took the job. But also, I don't know, like, because I feel like if I take the 14 days and then I come back and the virus is worse and more stuff shut down, then, you know, I still have to come back under worse conditions. And the way that it's supposed to work is the same as you said. We have to use our sick pay first. But the thing is, I only have like one full paycheck with this company, so that means that I've got to do, like, literally I take about 3 hours that I've accrued of sick time and then have to do this. I'm not sure what I'm doing, to be honest. I check for the updates every day from our senior VP and just kind of see what he says, because they literally change the policy every day. Getting stuff in my eye. But yeah, so on that, just have to, guys, and it is just getting windier here. It's literally like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, guys, basically that's how the coronavirus is affecting me. And then it's also like, well, if I do have to apply for new jobs because I could possibly lose this job, it's hard to even apply for places because you don't know if they're not posting jobs because they're shut down. There are some places that are posting jobs, but then are they actually actively interviewing right now? And then I had one person, like back when I had applied before I got this job, they got back in contact with me and they were like, hey, do you want to come in for an interview? And I was like, I literally can't, because there's one county in Ohio, it's Washington County, that made it known this week that even if you're an essential employee, they will pull you over and ticket you. And apparently it's a second-degree misdemeanor, which is like a really high misdemeanor, with a high fine for being caught out. Now, I am currently in West Virginia, so they do have different restrictions here, and the restrictions are less. I'm actually like directly facing a police station right now. Like, it's literally across the street from me, and they don't care that I'm outside. That would not be the case in Ohio. You know, I would be questioned as to why I'm outside my house. So anyway, guys, does anybody have any other questions? If it's real long and detailed, I probably will wait till later. But if it's something that is either about coronavirus or just any updates, I'm happy to answer any of those things before I hop off here. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any comments pop up, but if they do, I'll respond to them. Yeah, basically, guys, I just want to tell you I'm a little concerned about the new job because of the virus, essentially. But also, you know, I've now determined that I'm going to be moving somewhere that's going to actually save me a lot of money. Yeah, Nikita, you're right. Let me just, so Nikita said make more videos in the meantime, little side income. And you're totally right. And you know, someday down the road, I'll be making a lot more from YouTube and I'll be able to work less. I think the issue is right now, I don't have any lighting in my house. I have to rely on natural lighting. So I have to time my filming with when the natural light is in the apartment. And that's really difficult now because I work 9 to 6. So I have to shoot on the weekends. But like I said, my job's really stressful, and the weekends basically are my only time to get anything done because I'm just exhausted when I come home at night. So basically the weekend, something ends up happening. Did private student loans get suspended along with Fed loans? No, they didn't. And actually, thank you for reminding me, Jacob. Private student loans are not affected by that order. Let me tell you guys actually what's going on with that. So this month, like going into April, and I think my payment's due on the 6th, that is the month where I should be on my new payment amount for my my federal loans. I need to call them. I've been needing to call them and like do the recertification for the income-based repayment, and just with everything going on, I just haven't had the time to do it. So that was a priority that I needed to do. But now those payments are suspended and the interest is suspended for 6 months. So I'm just gonna call them, like, make sure that I get that 6 months and also do the income-based repayment verification at the same time. I also need to do the same thing for my private loans, but that's because the 15th of this month is going to be the first month where I'll be paying the full amount with Navient. And I just want to kind of discuss my situation with them. I think more than likely I'm just going to have to pay the full amount, which is about $500 a month. But if they will continue to allow me on the reduced payment plan for any time, I will do that as well. So yeah, for the next 6 months, I will not have to pay the $64 per month payment for my federal loans. And if I were in a better position financially, I would just keep paying it, and then that way everything would go to principal. But I'm stretched so thin financially that I really just need to do it like that. Like basically get all of my stuff locked down. So to answer your question, no, private loans aren't included in that. Maybe down the road, maybe they'll issue another, policy or another stimulus thing that will make that the case. And I'm trying to shield the phone here, guys, from the wind. But anyway, and then of course the stimulus check is coming, and I do qualify for the full $1,200. The issue with the stimulus pack or the stimulus check for me is I don't know what to do with it because I have so much I could do with it. Do I pay down my credit card? Do I make an extra payment toward my car loan? Do I save it? Do I use it for something? And I think, I'm not 100% sure, who knows, but wages will be going up due to this, I'm sure. Jacob, can you explain that when you say that wages will be going up? Nikki says, save the money. We don't know how long this will last. Yeah, you're right. And with the possibility of me getting laid off. So that's basically, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I'm going to do with it. I would just add it to my emergency fund. That'll give me that tiny bit more of passive income. There will be more pressure to raise wages, just assuming. Okay, yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I know that, like, Kroger right now has a sign-on bonus for employees. Save at least some of it these uncertain times. Yeah, that's the plan right now. I'm basically about 90% sure I'm just going to put the whole thing in my emergency fund. and that will get me caught up. I know you guys don't really see the back end of things, but I have this giant dry erase board in my house that's got my scribblings all over it, but it's stuff that I like need to pay back to myself where I've taken loans from myself before. Back in January or so of 2017, I was not able to contribute to my emergency fund for a while, and I like kept track of all the money I didn't put in, and I'm trying to pay all that money back to myself. So by putting that $1,200 check in there, that'll happen. Yeah. So Nikki, you're saying that this won't end till June. Guys, sunglasses just completely blew off the table. Nikki, that's okay. You can make as many comments as you want. But yeah, so she's saying that this won't end till June, and I mean, honestly, really, like, I hate that. I really hate that. And I do, like, my girl keeps thinking that, like, all this stuff is going to be wrapped up next week. Like, she literally told me that last night, and I mean, I hope she's right, but as far as Ohio goes, at least, everything just keeps getting worse. Now, she's in West Virginia, and West Virginia is saying they are going to reopen everything to Easter. Ohio's going the complete opposite route, where they're still putting in more restrictions and shutting everything down. And I just hope that I don't get, like, you know, completely locked down. Oh, okay, Nikki says it will peak next week. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just wait and see what happens. Oh, Nikki's in Dayton. Okay. Yeah, I'm in Columbus, and I don't know. It's weird in Columbus because I don't really know anyone. Like, I just moved to Columbus originally for work. I just talk to my coworkers and see what they're doing. But yeah, Jacob, crazy times. Didn't see this coming at all. Yeah. But yeah, as far as like Columbus, other than the grocery stores mostly being out of food, that's the biggest thing that I see. Gas is super cheap. Gas in Columbus right now is $1.46. I'm here in West Virginia. It's in like the $1.80, $1.90 range. So I don't know. I guess basically I'm just sort of in a bad position for this to happen right now, with just starting the new job, not having much in savings, not having health care, and won't have health care until May 25th at the earliest. Not to mention that my new job's health care is very expensive, and I don't even know if I'm going to take it out because I just can't afford it. So yeah, let's just hope I don't get corona, because I won't be able to do anything about it. But anyway, guys, if nobody has any other questions, I think I'm going to cut the stream here pretty soon. I like you guys, the suggestion that a couple of you made to do this monthly. Oh, Tony asked how I'm doing with my health. So, to be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't been to a proper doctor's appointment in 20 years. And so let's back up. I'll say it this way. Haven't been to an eye doctor in 4 years. My vision is pretty bad. I need to get new prescription for my contacts. My glasses prescription, the ones I wear at home, that's 12 years old. So I definitely need to get that stuff updated. Dentally, I'm having an issue with one of my molars. The dentist checked it out last time, and he's like, dude, there's nothing wrong with your tooth. So I don't know if I'm crazy or what. And then this tooth right here, I had a root canal on back in 2013, and they keep telling me I need a crown on it. I just haven't been able to afford it. With my insurance at my last job, it was only going to be about $350, but I didn't go through with it because I needed that money to go to other things, and then I got laid off, and now, you know, it's like $1,000. Don't go to Aspen Dental, whatever you do. Yeah, I won't, especially because it's a front tooth, and I'm like self-conscious about it. I'm actually going to shop around. I might not even go to my regular dentist to get the crown done. there are these what they call aesthetic dentists in Columbus that work with like famous people and rich people, and they don't even take insurance, so it doesn't matter that I don't have insurance. And they're pretty expensive, but like obviously healthcare wise, I want to get the best. Then like mental health wise, I definitely need to spend some time on that because I'm spending. Guys, my sunglasses literally just flew off into the street. I'll be right back. Okay. Did you have dental insurance at your last job? Yeah, I did. So, Jacob, I haven't made this public yet, but I'm going to start talking about it in videos, basically just because I've left that job, because Delta and MetLife will waive waiting periods if you did. Oh, well that's actually nice. I didn't have either one of those companies though. I mean, although Delta sounds familiar, so maybe I'll look into that. I don't think it was Delta though. So my last job, I had very good insurance, and it was because I worked at a tech startup, but it was a tech startup in the medical field. I haven't made it public, but I'm like going too soon, so I'll just tell you guys now. I worked at a place called Candid, and we made clear aligners, kind of, well, Smile Direct is our biggest competitor, and it's based on the patent that Invisalign used to have. So if you're familiar with all of that, basically the company, we made these clear aligners, the treatment plans, sold the product, did the dental monitoring, all that stuff. And because it was like a medical type of thing, they also had good medical insurance. That's actually one downside to my current job, is that because I worked for a medical company before, we didn't pay for insurance. Nothing came out of our paycheck, it was all included. So yeah, I make $17 an hour now, and I made $17 an hour before, but I actually effectively make less now because I have to, pay for the medical, dental, and vision to come out of my check. But hopping back to the mental health aspect, I definitely have reason that I think that I need to go see a counselor to work on some things. I mentioned it before, but years ago I was diagnosed with PTSD, complex PTSD, and I had general depression, although I think that that's more, just because of my situation and things I'm stressed about. There's definitely things that I could work on with a counselor to figure out. My issue is that my counselor went on maternity leave, and she will not be back until April. And while I was waiting on her to come back, I lost my health insurance. So she does work on a sliding scale, but her sliding scale for people without insurance is like $80 this session. And I'm just going to have to kind of figure out, like, can I afford $80 even if I just go once a month? I don't know. I don't know if I can make that work. So right now I don't have that. And then like medical wise, health wise, I don't feel like there's necessarily anything wrong with me. I need to lose weight. I'm about 15 pounds overweight still. That's really hard for me because I can't afford like proper nutrition. I do the best with what I can, but I just really can't do very well. And I literally don't have time to exercise. My apartment complex doesn't have a gym, neither does the apartment complex that I work at, and I can't afford a gym membership. So yeah, there's really just no way for that to happen. I mean, I could go outside and run maybe once or twice a week when I have maybe some time, but even then, it's still, like, even though it's 80 degrees here today, it's like cold in Columbus. So until it actually warms up, I really just can't do that. I do have a couple of issues that I want to get checked out. I mean, I don't know that they're serious in any way, but yeah, I haven't been to a doctor in 20 years, so I just kind of want to get it checked over and see but see, that's actually one of the reasons that I don't go. I don't go because I know they're going to want to give me all these vaccinations. They're going to want to run all these blood tests and all of these diagnostics, and I can't afford any of them. I'll be lucky to afford the copay to go to a general checkup. So I will tell you this. My plan for moving later this year, somewhere between like May and July, I'm going to be moving in, and I'll tell you guys this here, but I'll probably make a video about it later too for the people that didn't watch this stream. But I'm actually moving in with, and she used to be a medical student. She's pretty focused on her health because she went through some rough stuff with her health. And because of that, I feel like once I get moved in there, she's going to make me focus more on my health and taking care of myself. We were talking last night about learning to cook because neither one of us can cook. And she basically stopped eating meat for the most part, just for health reasons, and eats mostly like salads and stuff. So I think she'll have a good effect on me like that. And Jacob, yeah, it's West Virginia. That's actually where I'm at right now, and that's where I'm moving to. So Charleston, West Virginia. And, you know, it's the state capital of the state I grew up in, so I'm familiar with it. I've just never actually lived there myself. If you guys actually go to Charleston's website, apartment websites for Charleston, you guys will see that the rent there is exceptionally cheap. Being on SSDI, I visit my general practitioner specialist on a regular basis. Yeah, so I mean, hey, I mean, it's not great to be on disability, but for things like that, it's really good. I really wish I could qualify for the state medical card in Ohio because it's just the coverage that you get, at least in Ohio, is actually very good. And same with like prescriptions. I think you only ever have to pay $5 for a prescription through that. But of course, I make far too much. And I'm always in this weird limbo spot where I don't qualify for any kind of assistance because I make way too much. But at the same time, I don't make enough to pay my expenses. And that's why I'm on this journey to like pay off my credit cards, my car loan and stuff. And the fewer payments I have every month, the closer I can get to living off a lower income if necessary. You know, basically if I was able to accept a lower pay, that would expand my options as far as just getting jobs in general. And some of the jobs that are in like the $11, $12 an hour pay rate, they're actually really cool jobs that are fun. And, you know, I think eventually that I'll probably transition into something like that. But yeah, as far as, you know, Charleston, West Virginia, we're moving, and it's just, I don't even know what to do about this wind, guys. But yeah, Charleston, West Virginia is where I'm moving, and if you look at how much rent is, it's just so incredibly cheap. So my girl sent me this this site to check out, and it was for a 2-bedroom. At least you're moving. I looked into Columbus, and the numbers are horrible for cost of living. So Jacob, yeah. So here's my thoughts about this. All right. So, like when I do my budget review and people see that I pay $689 for rent, they're like, dude, like that's why you're broke. And the thing about it is this. $689 is obscenely cheap for Columbus. Now $689 does include a flat fee for my water, and it includes my washer and dryer, which a lot of places make you rent or bring your own. But the problem is, I'm getting kicked out of my apartment eventually. They keep pushing the deadline back, but essentially 2 things are happening. One, they're remodeling the apartments, and so we have to move so they can remodel them. And 2, they switched to low-income housing. So I actually live technically in the projects now, but it wasn't the projects when I moved there. It was just a regular apartment. But partially because the management office is really disorganized, and partially because they've had 2 management changes and they're working with a third-party relocation service, I don't even have a lease right now. Like, I'm gonna give 30-day notice because I'm technically month to month, but I'm not paying a month-to-month fee, and I don't have a lease. They never renewed it. Like, I think it was in November it was supposed to renew. But basically, I make too much to stay there under the new income guidelines, and eventually they will kick me out. They have to give me 90-day notice to do that. But the reason I'm telling you all this is I've looked at all of the apartments, even in the same neighborhood that I'm in, which is not a good neighborhood, and there is nothing that is even within $200 a month of what I'm paying now. So it's literally, I already knew that when it got to the point that they gave me that notice, I have to leave. Like, I literally can't afford to live in Columbus anymore. And so you're talking about cost of living, and for a city, Columbus, not only do I live in a bad neighborhood and have very cheap rent compared to everything around it, but like Columbus itself is actually extremely affordable compared to other cities. You got to think that Columbus is the second biggest city in the Midwest behind Chicago. And, you know, for a city the size it is, the rent is just so cheap. But, you know, in general, it's not cheap, and I get that. The cost of living, though, other than rent, and to some extent utilities, if you live in a place that has sub-metering, it's really not that bad. But it's just the fact that as the costs are rising, because I've been in Columbus now for like 5 years, as those costs are rising, pay is not rising. My apartment when I moved in, I think was like $550 a month, and I pay $689 now. So that's a big jump. 5 years ago, I made $17 an hour. And now I make $17 an hour. So it just keeps getting harder and harder year after year. And yeah, it's real tough. So Charleston is not cheap. It's more than Parkersburg. Like Parkersburg, like when I was in college, I had a loft apartment downtown, you know, hardwood floors, like fireplace, $300 a month. $300 a month. Charleston is not like that, but it's fairly cheap. Charleston has a weird range. Like, they have apartments there that are just a bit nicer than other apartments that are there, and they're like $1,200 a month for 1 bedroom. But you can get an almost just as nice one for $600 a month. It's this, I don't know why it's that way. It's very strange, but essentially, like I said, you're gonna send me over a link, and it was for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment that's overlooking downtown. So it's got like this view of the city, and I think it was $650 a month. So that would be $325. And if you guys think about how I'm trying to reduce all my monthly expenses, then going from $689 a month to $325 a month, I'm just estimating here, but it's like, you know, $350 or so per month. That's a huge savings. That makes my car payment and my credit card payment. And that would just make life so much easier for me. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. And yeah, that's it. So you're right. Yeah, the Charleston definitely has a lower cost of living than Columbus. And you know, when I do get fully remote, guys, whether that be I get a remote job, I could work online, or just that I build the YouTube channel to the point that I can live off the income. And what makes that happen a little bit faster is getting rid of some of the debt and the monthly payments. But when that happens, yeah, it only makes sense to move to an area with a super low cost of income when I have an online source of income. Or cost of living when I have an online source of income. So that is the plan. It's taken a really long time to get there, and in the meantime, I'm working the job I have now. Hope I don't get laid off. Try to get my debt paid off while I can, basically. And then yeah, I'd say, like, I'll make an announcement video for the people that don't watch this, but basically around like May, June, something like that, I would expect to be moving to Charleston. And literally just found out about this last night. We'd been talking about living together for quite a while. She and I are kind of in the same boat where like she doesn't get along with anybody, so I'm the only person she can imagine living with, and I just can't get a roommate in my current situation because my apartment is packed with my stuff. I don't want to pay for storage, and like I don't know anybody in Columbus, and I didn't want to get just some rando off Craigslist. So it's really, I don't know, it's just got to the point where I think this solution works out pretty well for both of us. And like I said, and I mean, this goes back to my health psychology class I took in college, but, you know, basically partners up with the guy, most of the time, she kind of makes him take care of himself, and so it's probably going to be beneficial for me, like health-wise too, whether it be exercising or eating better or whatever the case may be. Maybe she'll make me go to the doctor. So anyway, guys, we're getting close to an hour here, so I think I'm going to cut it. But since you guys like this, I will try to do this next month. I have a video that is like mostly edited, and I think by like mid next month I can have the thing up. Here in the next couple days I'm going to film the March budget review and the April budget with me. I'll get that up, and then I'm going to hopefully, here's my plan for the rest of March and all of April as far as videos. I'm going to have this video that I've been editing since November. I'm going to have it up. I'm going to do another live stream. I'm going to do a part 8 or part 9 of job searching. I'm going to, basically all the interviews I went through to get to the job that I have now. So I'm going to update you guys on that. And then if I finally get all the paperwork for that investment, then I'm going to make a video about that and tell you guys all about it. So yeah, basically, yes, I'm trying to put more time into YouTube and build that more. So yeah, oh, thanks, Purple. She says, wishing you and your girlfriend all the best. Yeah, she's been going through a tough time, and I mean, I guess I have kind of recently too with the whole job thing, but the original plan was for her to move up to Columbus, and then just a list of crazy things happened. She wrecked her car, broke her arm in that, had to have surgery, got jury duty. It was just like, it was crazy, like this line of stuff that happened, one thing after another. And it was actually her idea to move to Charleston. But she wants me to go with her. We've been doing long distance for almost 8 years. I mean, we have been on and off at times, but almost 8 years. So, yeah, it's about time that we're at least in the same city at the same time for a good period of time, and this will be our first time living together. But you know, I think after 8 years, like you're pretty much ready for that. So yeah, it's nice to have somebody that I can split rent with for sure, or we're both conscious of the financial aspect of it. And so if anybody is from Charleston, or if you have any leads as far as jobs down there, that'd be great, because I'm not super familiar with the city. Haven't even looked for anything yet. Also, if you know of any online, like legitimate online jobs, because I found a lot of like real sketchy remote jobs, but you know, real companies that have those type of positions, I'd be really interested in applying for that, just so I can start it while I'm living in Columbus, while I'm waiting for her to give me an exact time frame of moving, and then I can continue doing it even if I don't find something in Charleston. So that's the plan. United Health. Okay, so Jacob says United Health has remote jobs. You know, I've had them before as an insurer, and I have seen that they have that. They're on my list of places to apply to. I'm hoping to apply to a couple places tonight. They are on my list. And yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it's like just a remote customer service job or something. But even if it paid $15 an hour and I took a $2 per hour pay cut, the fact that I'm cutting my rent by so much living in West Virginia, that would be fine. So that's something I'll look into. But yeah, if you guys think of anything else, you can always drop it in the comments, send me an email, whatever, just let me know. And anyway, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. We'll just kind of ride out this coronavirus thing and see where it goes. But I don't see any more questions popping up, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. If there was anybody I didn't answer, I'll review the comments at the end, and I'll try to get back to you. And then, like I said, we'll try to do this once a month. Hey, Jacob, yeah, cold in Wisconsin. Yeah, it's cold in Ohio, too. It's like literally 80 degrees here in West Virginia, although there's this horrible wind right now. That's kind of why I'm hanging out here for the day rather than driving back home. I got to drive back home later tonight, but I'm basically hanging out here just because it's nice, and I haven't been able to go outside since like November. So anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna cut the stream off here, guys. Yeah, 80 wind chill 10. Yeah. But all right, guys. Thank you all for joining me. We'll try to make this a monthly thing since you guys were interested in it. Purple says it's cool and windy in Michigan too. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way Columbus is. I think it's actually about 65 or 70 there right now, but it feels like it's 50. So I'm gonna stay here in the South for a few more hours while I can. So, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I would say probably look out for the March budget with me, or no, the March budget review sometime in the first week of March, or the first week of April. I'm gonna try to get back on track with that. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining me on that.